Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Mancuso, and welcome, parents and students. So excited to start this year of AP Biology. So, what are we going to learn in this year? First of all, my goal is to help you get a great foundation so that if you go on in biology, you're prepared. Also to prepare you for college so you know how to learn and you're a good student, and see if this is something that interests you for a career. And then, of course, also prepare you for that AP Bio exam. All right, what will you be learning about? So the content in AP Bio goes all the way from biochemistry, cells, molecular genetics, which is like understanding DNA and how it forms proteins in your body, inheritance of traits, linked, of course, to molecular genetics, evolution, photosynthesis, respiration, ecology, and then anatomy and physiology has actually been taken out of the curriculum, but my goal is to still keep it in there because I know that people are interested in learning it. I will be teaching you how to take notes and how to study effectively, how to run investigations and be able to really interpret the data that you get, to be a responsible and independent learner. So not to rely on someone else for your understanding of biology, but to really invest in yourself and figure out how you learn best. And be able to use your time well is another goal of mine. All right, flipped classroom. So most of you have heard or know that I do AP Bio in a flipped classroom style. That means I do not give you lecture notes during class. The way that it works is I give you a schedule, and the schedule usually goes a month out, and it tells you what videos are due on what day. And the idea is if I give you notes from a video, it's still me, you'll see my face, you'll hear my voice, all of those things, but I'm able to go through the information and the content for the first time and have you write it into your notes. Then in class, we can do all of those really challenging things where you're working with the information to understand the content better. You can always ask questions. Please do not think that the only time I ever go over something is in a video. That is not true at all. It actually couldn't be farther from the truth. That is just the first bit of information to get yourself familiar with it. There's a lot of research behind it showing that this is a great way to learn. And I've been doing it for, I think this is my 8th year. So I have quite a lot of experience with it, and I can help you through. All right, Schoology and laptops. So everyone has a school-issued laptop. We're going to be using them every day. We are not using cell phones in my classroom. So cell phones are actually going to be collected at the door and not going to be used in class. The only exceptions to that will be if I allow you to take a picture during an experiment, or if we go outside and allow you to take a picture. Other than that, we are simply not using cell phones because I want you to be able to separate from that cell phone and know to focus during class. Schoology is where I house all of the work for the year. So just like you see on this screen, you'll be able to see the tasks and the videos and get access to everything from the Schoology account. All right, timing, responsibility, and grades. So there is a spreadsheet, like I was talking about before, that lets you know what day each video is due. And Cornell Notes are also due within 24 hours of you doing the video. So I collect the notes around test time, or, as you take a test, I grade your notes. But I don't like you waiting to do them because obviously you're not going to be prepared for class if you haven't done the notes that are due that day. On the next slide, I'll explain how to do Cornell Notes. It allows you to get ahead. It allows you to work with your schedule and be really good at time management. Sometimes you have games or lessons or whatever going on, so this allows you to know in advance what's coming up and work around it and be able to do your schoolwork and your outside of schoolwork as well. Grades are very heavily focused on tests and quizzes. 80% is that, because in college it'll be 100%. And then 20% is what we consider tasks. So that's when I grade your notes that you're keeping from your videos and the POGLs and labs that we do. All right, taking Cornell Notes. So here is your piece of notebook paper. So you are going to actually make a line like this in your notebook. So imagine like your 3-hole paper goes like that. All right, you are going to put the date, so 9/4/19, and you are going to put the topic. So like we don't have notes on September 4th for this, but let's say the first one is biochemistry, because that's going to be the first. There's going to be some statistics, there's going to be some general chem, but there's going to be a lot of biochemistry. So you're going to go through and one night you're going to learn all about carbohydrates, and you're going to be writing down all sorts of information about them. Over here in this section of the notes, this is where you do your Cornell Notes. Cornell Notes need to come from the textbook, and I need page numbers from the textbook to show up here. It's really, really important that you actually use your textbook. I do not want one student's Cornell Notes to be identical to another. This is not an area for you to copy each other. This is an area for you to be a responsible college student and really learn how to exude information from a textbook. So I'm going to look up carbs in my textbook, and I'm going to start reading about monosaccharides and disaccharides and polysaccharides and all the ways that they are classified and named. And I'm going to put interesting information over here. So I like to tell people great things to put in your Cornell Notes are examples, explanations, experiments, diagrams, and questions. Those are my big five. Those are the 5 things that I really focus on. So over here, I could start writing about glycer. Let's see. Let's do glucose, because everyone can relate to glucose right away. I want to have an example that you can describe. So you can have this structure of glucose here, and you can number your carbons, and you can go through and then keep going. I'm running out of room, but you can write that it is a monosaccharide. You can write that it would form right here, it would form a glycosidic linkage. And these are all things that I would find in the text, and I would write what page number I found it on. And it's going to be stuff that is directly related to the notes that I gave you in class, but not identical. I want you to add to your understanding. It is proven that the rate of forgetfulness decreases if you do Cornell Notes within 24 hours. If you watch the video and then you wait 3 days, chances are you've already forgotten several of the important bits of information. So doing Cornell Notes in a timely manner is really important. And again, questions, diagrams, examples, explanations, experiments. Those are great things to write over here in the Cornell Notes section. I'll be doing some with you in class as an example. All right, my last slide here, study and communicate. So I have this sign hanging in my room. It says, stop wishing and start doing. That's because so many people over the years have said, oh, I wish I was good at AP Bio. And really, it comes down to just doing. The more you work with the information and the more you study it, the more you're going to know it and you're going to be good at it. So it isn't about wishing, it's about doing. And when you don't understand, come see me right away. Ask me questions when you first walk into class. Have that question part of your Cornell Notes ready to ask me questions. I do after school reviews, especially making study cards. It's a great way to study and prepare. And then contact me. So like talk to me. If you're struggling with something, talk to me. In person is always best. I give you my cell phone number in class and it's on my syllabus. You can message me in Schoology, and of course you can email me. But obviously in person and text are the #1 ways to really have a phenomenal year in AP Bio. So I'm super excited. Parents, I'm just so glad that we're on this journey together and we can help these kids prepare for college and be a successful student. If you have any questions, also feel free to text me. I will, of course, be preparing them for the AP exam, and we'll talk a little bit more about that both in class and at open house. But if you have any questions, let me know, and let's have a great 2019-2020 school year.